Guys, now it's time to be quiet.
Hi, this is Mason, and you're watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Now it's time to start the post-game show. Here's Brian.
Oh, what a game! Man! For one that was looking kind of drab for most of it, it was a fantastic finish today. Fun watch. Nate Kings with the buzzer-beating-ish shot at with 2 and change left, and then SMU both took like a three-quarter court shot when they still had 2 seconds left, and then it almost went freaking in. So there's there was a lot going on in the Dome, but kudos to all involved. We got the poll pinned up top for our Wildbirds Unlimited player of the game. Kyan Anthony had his best game in ages upon ages upon ages. Hi, Viv. There's a lot going on in our spacious 315 studios at the moment. Yeah, it's back. Everything is back right now. Everything is back. Yes. Yeah. Oh, are you hosting the show now too, Viv? Okay, you are also, Max. You're very excited that the basketball team won the game. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're live right now. Okay. No need to lick me while we're live, buddy. Okay. Yeah. The CW broadcasts are just absolutely thrilling. Yeah, Gavendo. I mean, neither Mello nor Lala were there, and he gets back in. He hits the threes. I don't know if JJ was on the bench because something was wrong or because Cayenne was playing well or whatever. But credit to Red for leaving a lineup that was working in the game down the stretch. You're dancing for everybody, Viv? Is that what you're doing? Okay. We got a dance party in the basement. I mean, Syracuse won. Why not dance? Why not dance? Why not dance?
Why not dance?
Yeah, why not dance? They certainly haven't washed their faces. That's for darn sure. Yeah, we've got a very unpaid assistant, Higgs Family Real Estate Whitby, with locations in Washington and Iowa. Yes, you do see yourself on the screen. If you're not currently living in my house and you'd like to join the show, the link is pinned top of the chat, and you can join as always. We'll be getting you Reds post-game press conference as soon as it gets going. Maybe we'll hear from Andy Enfield as well. That's certainly been a thing that's been happening more often than of late. Hey, assistants. You need to be kind of quieter, assistants, okay? Yeah, just a little bit quieter, assistants. Max has a banner in the background right now. Yeah, Carmelo and Lala have been banned from the Dome. Banned! Well, not from the Dome, just from Syracuse basketball games. They want to come to a football game. If they wanted to be at the Lax game last night, this dance would have been very unacceptable after most games. Big Tuna. Yeah, so here's the thing, Big Papa Satch. They were playing like crap. They were getting crushed at the rim. And then, go figure, Kyan Anthony, of all people, hit a couple threes. Tyler Betsy hit a couple of threes. Nate George hit a big three. They made some stops, and it all worked out. It all worked out. We'll take it. We'll take it. Syracuse wins the game. Get them to the Dome to help attendance. Man, have you seen ticket prices these days, George? Have you seen them? We have a moving banner in the background. Yeah, I'll be interested what Red says about JJ. Like, he had the long shirt on and whatever. Like, was he banged up, or was that just hey, Cayenne was cooking? And this is something Red has been criticized, I think rightly so, for a lot here this year. That Cayenne, buddy, you are sitting on my headphones.
Yes, Dad.
Okay, and it's Okay, you're strangling me. We may not make it through the post-game show alive, but we'll see. Okay, moving the court. What are you doing, Viv? Yeah, but credit Red Cuse Oregon for the imagine if they win Monday. I'm having a much harder time imagining if they win on Monday. But yeah, he stayed with it, and it wasn't just Cayenne, right? It was Betsy too. Like, Betsy was playing well, and they stayed with the group that was working in the game. Yeah, I should do the opening menu. Oh, my goodness. We've forgotten most of what we do. It is the Thompson Road Tavern opening menu. Thank you, Spatching Louise, unofficial producer of the program. Lots going on here. We'll get your Reds post-game press conference. Maybe we'll hear from Andy Enfield. Perhaps you were at the Thompson Road Tavern for their wing specials and whatnot that they have during game days and all their great specials throughout the week. Yes, Red, the good old boy, that is 100% what's about to happen. Like, yeah, that's 100%. That's what this is what your 8-month-old is going to become at some point. Max is pro red. It's one of his favorite colors, George. I don't know if it applies to the coaching, but he likes the color. Louis McCroskey Jr. So what do we got? We'll have the post-game press conferences. We'll take your calls. We'll name a Wild Birds Unlimited player of the game. Then when we wrap up, you can all go to the Thompson Road Tavern and get something to eat and get something to drink. Yeah, Tyler Betsy, not great at defense, Big Poppy. Not great at defense. We're locked in, cardiac use. We're locked in. All right, there it is. Our Thompson Road Tavern opening menu. Oh my, wrong button. I blame Max. Buddy, you're really a little bit too much all up in it right here now. That I can't quite move my arm to run the show.
Baby's on me.
She's on you. Yeah. Well, that'll happen, bud. That will happen. Crowd was definitely better for. I didn't hear what the official attendance is. Whatever. I did not actually hear butts in seats. Today was certainly better than Wednesday. Looked decent enough when you were back in your way out of things, but yeah, time for a door. We got a door, Bixby, but nobody respects the door. Nobody respects the door. Like there's a door to the fire, Mason. Everyone's fired. Nobody respects the door policy. We have minor injuries, just minor injuries to Vivian. She'll be okay. Betsy is better than Belle. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that, man. Anyway, I'm not going to argue that. Betsy at least attempts to do other things and doesn't appear to be grumpy all the time. Well, the proprietor of Simply Sweet Sisters at some point is going to join us here, Gavendo, to tell you about some exciting things that they have available right now. So we'll get to that here in due time. Maybe. Would you like to join the show? Okay. Yes, the proprietor of Simply Sweet Sisters also lives in the household. So, yeah, could be like Uncle Jay. I mean, I got an on-air sign right there. It's on. It's on. Yeah, it's totally out of control, Mark. It's out of control. They should be behind the goal on free throws. What's amazing is like a basketball game's only 2 hours long. They could keep up this level of distraction for like weeks and days on end. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Isn't it, bud? Okay. Yeah. Should interview the kids. We could do that. We have multiple microphones here. This isn't some like hack studio. Yeah, Bruce knows what's going on. Yeah, you don't need to show the mic. The mic is for speaking into, buddy. People don't need to see the microphone, but yeah. The defense late in the game I thought was really good for the most part, right? They got a series of stops when they needed it, when they weren't able to get rebounds all day long. It's not letting Tim do a super chat. I don't know why, Tim. I don't know why. Keep trying, because Max, we kind of need that. Like this year is kind of an important part of the whole operation, so they can hear what's say. Yeah, Max. Let's not break the post-game show. All right. Okay. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. You're interviewing me? Yeah, can the kids make free throws? I don't know, Michael. Probably at a similar rate to the Syracuse team as we've seen over this year. And yeah, shout out Nate Kings for making that shot late. That he did. Got your sign? All right, Max is holding up the signage here. That'll keep us on task here until we get to the post-game press conferences. I've lost the proprietor of Simply Sweet Sisters, so she went upstairs. So maybe they have exciting new candles and stuff, the product, Valentine's merch, lots of stuff. But go to simplysweetsifters.myshopify.com if you'd like to support the cause. So we got that stuff going on. Or go to the Most. Take kids, go to the Most. It's a great place
Yes, please.
to do. There's a great place to do.
Can I go to the Most, Dad?
Am I normally this commerce, the live streaming? MJ Burke, I plead the fifth. I refuse to answer that question under advisement from counsel. Are the kids Lax fans? You watched some of the lacrosse game last night, right, bud? You didn't? You were down here for like the first half. What were you doing? If Mello had another kid with Cheryl Miller, Cheryl's like 60. I'm not liking the biological chances of that one, Mark. I don't think that's really necessarily going to happen. But yeah, that kid could ball. I like anytime Reggie tells Cheryl stories. They're always great. Reggie's like, yeah, man, high school game, I had 40 get home, and I found out that Cheryl had 100. $1? Yeah, Max doesn't work for less than 5 or 10. George, inflation. Yeah, the camera does wonders, does it not, MJ Burke? That's okay, Pastor Tim. I don't know why, but that's okay. You've tried. Trying is half the battle. Dealing with children is the other half. And that's most of the battle. Most of the time. They seem to be getting the press conference room ready. I wonder if we'll see Andy Enfield, former coach of Florida Gulf Coast and USC. And now I believe this is his second year at SMU. How many points did Freeman get? Donnie ended up with 18. Was 7 of 10 at the line. I'm surprised Donnie only had 5 rebounds. He was throwing himself around pretty good in there. What are you doing, bud? Can you lean back a little bit? Because I can't move my arm.
Yes, Dad.
Okay, the arm I feel is very important for this whole game. But yeah, Max might be in line. We might have to do a who's next with Max to see if he wants to coach the team. I did coach Max's team. Am I qualified to be the coach, buddy?
Let me interview you.
Okay, you're going to interview me? That mic's not on right now. No, it's not on right now, but we got to keep some semblance of control over this whole operation.
I must interview you.
You must interview me? Okay. Can I talk to the people in the chat a little bit? Link again has been top of the chat. In 20 years, the kids, Max does like chicken. So, Max likes delis and the tenders. Herman retired? Yeah, I was going to get to that at some point. Here's the thing, Cardiac Q's. Man, is Syracuse bad at timing. Here's what I've heard. Like, Herm's been pondering retirement for like 5 years now. He's in his mid-70s. He's been doing this a long time. So, apparently, like, he announced, at least internally in the athletic department, he was retiring in the middle of October, and this was going to be his last weekend. And somehow they managed to have it come public 3 days after the Wild Hack thing. Like, when they actually, I know it's hard to believe there's a lot of dots connected in the whole process of everything we've been talking about. Like, apparently Herm was set to hang it up, literally this weekend for the last 4 months. And to have it come out literally the same week as Wild Hack, you can't get out of your own way with the PR. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how they pull it off. Yeah, the timing looks atrocious, Cardiac Q's. The timing looks insane. But it's not actually what the timing was. It's just what we're made to look like what the timing was. Because of how the Wild Hack thing played out, what we're all anticipating with Red. Shout out to Herm Frasier, though. If you want a guy, obviously I worked with him for many, many years. If you want a guy that you're going to get into crazy story time and literally knows everybody walking planet Earth, Herm's the guy. If the Olympic stories, the track and field stories, the coaching story, this guy, you get Herm Frasier a Chardonnay, and the stories will aflow all night long. It's just absolutely fantastic. Great guy, Herm. Best wishes to him and his wife, Caroline, in retirement. And I love how Herm, he's retired and yet has 27 things lined up with track and field and this and that. Here's the one thing that I wish. Not only is Herm an actual Olympian, the dude's got a gold medal. The dude won the individual bronze medal at the 76 Olympics in Montreal in the 400 meters, and he won gold in the 4x4 in what at the time was an Olympic record time. I think it might have been a world record time at the moment. So yeah, he's got 2 medals, like literally 2 medals. I don't think he ever I think he has them in his safe deposit box somewhere. So I never actually got to see them, but we've heard the stories and the whole thing from Herm. He's fantastic. So him and his wife Caroline, the best wishes to them in retirement. They got a place. He spent a lot of time at Arizona State, so he's got a place there that I imagine he'll be spending a lot of his time at going forward. Bye, buddy. Thanks for the entertainment. Yeah, it is kind of a Florida Statey shirt, so that is true. Yeah, Herm. Here's what you need to know about Herm. Like, usually when athletic administrations change, they change. Like, Darryl brought in Herm. Darryl got fired. Herm stayed on through the transition. Mark Coyle kept Herm on. Mark Coyle left. John Wildhack kept Herm on. Like, that tells you a lot about Herm. That tells you a lot about Herm, right? That various administrators at various levels valued his input, from being a football administrator to being 8 million different things that he realistically, among on the administration side of things for the last 15 years, was the backbone of the athletic department. He was the consistent force. He was the guy if the bleep was falling apart, he was the guy that kind of kept it glued together. And great guy to talk to. Hey, Red's coming to the podium. Let's see what Adrian Autry has to say about life here today on this postgame show. Here's Red.
Before I start, I'd like to really thank the crowd today. I thought the crowd got into it and really got us and pulled us and gave that energy that we needed. Thought the crowd was on a level 5, so I thought getting all the fans that came out and really got behind this team. And then my team, I just, the fight that these guys have these last 2 games and, just the fight that they've shown, I'm just so proud of these guys. And like we talk about it, we felt like this was a NCAA tournament opportunity for us. SMU is a damn good team, and we had a chance to play them on our home court, and I thought we didn't want to lose that opportunity, and I thought our guys just showed so much heart and fight to get back in and get back into the game and made the stops when we needed to make the stops. I thought when we moved the ball better, we got really good shots at the end. We did all the things that we needed to do to pull that victory out. We're going to enjoy this and then get ready tomorrow. Questions?
Man, we have a level 5 to the minute. It's back.
Kyan Anthony, you talk about this team having that resolve and bend but don't break, just what he did down the stretch and multiple opportunities that he had.
I thought Kyan really gave us a huge boost. He came in, and I thought offensively he gave us a boost, but defensively I thought he did a good job, especially when we went to zone. SMU is a very good offensive team, and Boopy is a lot to handle, and so we went to zone to try to slow those guys down. I thought he did a good job of that. But offensively, he made some big shots, some big drives, finished plays, and he played with the intensity and that you need to play with. So I was just happy for him. Again, another example of this team and one particular person just still fighting, right, and staying with it, going through that and just staying ready. So I give credit to him, and I give credit to our seniors, JJ and Nate and those older guys of really just, bringing our freshmen along, especially at this particular moment in time of the year.
Adrian, what went into the decision in the second half to go with
Kyan was great, right? Kyan was great.
Well, they were playing zone, and we were stagnant, and we needed to get some guys out there that could make some shots. So I went with Tyler and Nate George and Kyan and those guys, and we finally kept making the right plays, and then they fell when we needed to. But the big thing was that they went zone and they were playing a little small, and we knew we would go zone as well. So we were able to get those guys out there on the court and play at the same time.
Coach, how call a timeout there?
It's good to see Red. Like, he's been criticized rightly for not mixing stuff up like that. It was the key to the win today.
In the huddle.
Absolutely.
Through that last
Absolutely. The one thing about, we thought in those situations, I went with Nate Kings. He's really playing well at a high level right now, and I was very confident that we would get a shot off. If we can get him the ball getting downhill, I knew we would get a shot off, and particularly, he would get to the paint, and he delivered, executed the play just the way we drew it up.
Coach, how has Nate kind of embodied what you want this program to be this
Big
season?
shot by King.
What did it mean for you to see him have that moment today?
You know what I love about Nate and what he embodies, and he's not about the talk. He's not about famous quotes or any of this stuff. He rolls his sleeves up every day and go to work. And when things don't go his way or our way, he keeps working, right? And that's what I respect, and that's what I respect about all of these guys. Again, this is college athletics, and it's been followed by a lot, and it's easy to get down. It's easy to get down on yourself, especially when things are not going the way you want them to go. So I credit all of these guys. All these guys are tough. They fight. But Nate Kings in particular, never gets too high, never gets too low. He just keeps battling, and this team is starting to come together in that way. I think these last 4 or 5 games, even though the results may not have been the same, they have not. There's no quit in this team, right? We may have some, dips here and there, but they continue to fight.
Man, level 5 and dips are back? What a day. But Red's right. Like, last 2 games, this team's showing something.
That they would be switching everything, and it was funny. I was talking to him the other day about that. Boopy is not only is he a really good offensive player, his defense is really good. Like he can harass the ball. And I asked him. I said, "Hey, if we get a switch on you, you think you can?" I was messing with him, joking with him. Can you think get Boopy to the basket? He said, "I think I can get him to the basket." I said, "All right." That's what he put me in a headlock and told me after the game.
Coach,
Red's got jokes today.
About the lineup. You often talk during the season about the importance of having JJ in as your senior leader in crunch time. Today, he played like 3 minutes in the second half, and you stuck with the hot hand. Have you changed your philosophy, or you're thinking about how to utilize certain people?
No, I think at the end of the day, I wouldn't say philosophy, but Cayenne had a really good rhythm today, and he was engaged, and obviously he had a lot of energy. He just had a really good feel for what was going on, and I went with him. That was just my gut, and I went with him and finished the game with Cayenne.
What was that process, Adrian, with Cayenne? He goes from being benched a couple games ago. What did you guys talk about between then and now to kind of get him in line to have a day like today?
I think the one thing about Cayenne is that he's resilient, and we just talked about every game is a different game, right? And you always have to stay ready, and you always have to be prepared in opportunity. With this team, we can play 8, 9, 10 guys. So again, those are the decisions that I have to make, and then sometimes they may not favor you, but it's nothing personal. And I thought he responded. I really thought he responded well. The last couple of practices, he's been, really well. He responded well. He had a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and I think that helped him today.
Heck, if Donnie can be benched for, a start, Cayenne can be benched for a game. Anyone on this team can be benched.
JJ was cheering. JJ was up. It's the same thing. This is one game, man. JJ will be ready to go on Monday. He's the leader of his team, and he's shown so much leadership and so much growth, and this is just another example of that. Obviously, everyone wants to play and whatever, but I think for the overall thing, JJ handled it really well, and he'll get ready, and we'll be getting ready for Monday.
Coach,
They're playing Duke on Monday. At Duke.
For SMU, gotten a lot of time today, especially in the middle there. How do you feel like as the game went along, your front court kind of handled them and got into some serious foul trouble?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of trying to keep a body on him. I mean, he's a load down there. I thought our defense, we switched it up here and there, and I think, just trying to keep a body on him. I think we got a couple of offensive fouls over the back. So we just wanted really to just try to keep a body on him and just fight him. And, getting him out the game was huge for us because he was causing a lot of issues down there, to say the least. But, we played against him last year, and, we knew what to expect. We knew that, we were going to give up some stuff to him just because of his ability to play and his size.
Tyler Betsy is primarily a shooter, 3-point guy, but he had a big defensive play there in the on their last possession. He got
which is rare for Betsy.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Tyler's one of our better defenders. Him and Sadiq and Will Kyle, those guys all have the ability to switch up onto guards. I think, today, you got a chance to see Tyler Betsy do that. The game before that, I thought William Kyle did a really good job of switching and guarding some of the California guards. So, especially in those situations, I think that's where we've improved at. In those situations, being able to kind of switch and try to keep people in front of us. And I think Tyler did a really good job. But what I was really proud of Tyler was that he came up with 5 rebounds today, and that's what I've been on him about. He got a big offensive rebound, which was huge for us. Tyler's 6'8", 6'9". He can shoot and he can do some other things, but he's still a sophomore. But I was really happy with him, being productive in the minutes that he had. Even Sadiq White, again, I thought Sadiq was really good, and Sadiq had a really good voice. This was a totally team effort. And Tyler Betsy is a guy that, he could do better, he could do more, but I was just happy, he made some big shots for us and we found him. Yeah, it was good to see Tyler get a couple go down.
One more question, Coach.
All right, so your three-point shooter is allowed to get rebounds. Glances at the roster the last couple of years.
It's Duke, Steve. It's Duke, obviously playing at their home court. Boozer, amongst, all the other guys that they have, this will be, a challenge like everyone else. We'll get to work, we'll put together a game plan and go down there and execute it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a pretty good look. It's Duke. Yeah, it's Duke. Are we going to get Andy Enfield coming in here after this? I don't know. Let's see. We'll keep an eye on this to see if we get a little SMU side of things. Again, link pinned top of the chat if you'd like to join the program. We still need to give out our Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game. Yeah, Tyler Betsy is not one of the better defenders on the team. I think that kind of goes without saying a little bit, but he, a lot of defense is effort, and he's getting better at it. He's trying. Sometimes, sometimes that's all you want, right? Just give me a fair effort at it. Give me a fair effort at it. Hey, welcome in, everybody. As always, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do that. Cost you nothing. Just a click. Turn on your notifications. Then you don't have to do pesky things like remember when the shows are on. That's hard to do. If you'd like to support the channel financially, the $ next to the chat box is the place to go. You can become a channel member. You can give highlighted messages in the chat. You can do all sorts of things. Hey, Andy Enfield's coming to the podium. Should we listen to him? Sure. Why not? Let's listen to Andy Enfield and see what's up from the SMU head coach.
Sure. Did it surprise you at all how much playing time Cayenne Anthony got in the second half, and did he cause any particular problems for you?
You have to ask the other coach that. I don't comment on other teams' playing time or other players. I mean, he's a good player.
What?
Especially in the second half.
We made a deep three, and I can remember making a pull-up, so he played well. But as far as the playing time, that's something they need to address that, not me.
Coach.
What a weird way to address that, Andy.
Despite the loss, just what he does for your team and what he creates.
Well, we have experienced guards, and they're all having good seasons. They all put pressure on the defense. Boopy had 7 assists tonight. I thought our guards shot a lower percentage than they usually do. Their shooting percentage have been very good for the 3-point line and the 2-point percentage. Tonight they didn't shoot the ball that well. They missed some easy shots. But they're very good players, and we play them a lot of minutes and try to keep them fresh when we can, but they have to play a lot of minutes for us.
I don't think I actually have said Boopy yet, Tuna, which is criminal. Boopy. Andy Enfield's not going to be talking about tractor pulls like Mike Young. He's a little more grim.
It was a great college basketball game. It was very exciting. Both teams have talented offensive players. That's why I think both teams had to play so much zone tonight, because it's hard to guard each other man to man. We struggle guarding them because of their dribble penetration, their size and athleticism, and then I think they probably the same with us with our dynamic playmaking. But it was back and forth. We led for 36 minutes, and they led for a minute 30, so it's a hard loss for us because we did a lot of things well. We had a lot of second chance points, had more transition points. They got to the foul line a few more times, and we missed 2 free throws with a minute 30 left, and then cleared out for Boopy, and he missed a shot, and they made a shot. So that's the margin of error in these games is very small, and that's what happened. They made the last shot, and we didn't.
Higgs Family Real Estate, the difference is for basketball, they open up the locker room after, so everyone goes and interviews them there. Not the case for lax or football.
Ball screen and didn't even do it, just rolled, and they grabbed and flopped it, so that wasn't a foul. And it was disappointing that we were in foul trouble the whole game, but losing him really hurt us.
Where did you see
have a grilled cheese sandwich, please?
Take over and start that second half where he wasn't much that scoring option in the first half? What kind of changed in terms of his confidence really in that second half?
Well, he played within himself in the first half. Second half, he made he made 3 threes and was able to get to the foul line, and he ended up with 7 assists. So, when you're a true lead guard, you take what the defense gives you. You put pressure on the defense, and he's done a good job of averaging 7 assists a game for us this season. And when it's his time to score, we want him to take open shots, but his primary is to run the team, and when he's called upon to score, he needs to put the ball in the basket.
Who wasn't a fan of Andy Enfield that night, Matt NY? Epic.
What did they do to attack that zone, especially second half?
Well, we played a lot of it, so they got in a pretty good rhythm, but they made some tough shots. Made some threes, contested threes with a hand in the face. We made 1 or 2 mistakes in the zone, but that's normal for a team and a half. But they did a nice job of making shots when the game was on the line, especially when they made their comeback.
Mike Waters, can you please answer my question reasonably? Thank you.
Well, our 7-2 guy was on the bench, foul trouble the whole game. He only played 18 minutes, so that's number one. But Jaden Toombs, he had 19 points, our other big guys. So our big guys did a great job. They were 12 for 16 from the field. 30 points between the 2 of them, and so Jaden Toombs and Smet did a great job. They played really well offensively and made shots.
Tough night for Boopy. What was the major problems you saw for him tonight?
Well, he had a tough, he scored the ball, but you saw 3 for 11 from the field. He missed some easy shots, he took that contested shot when we cleared out for him last play of the game, and probably should have passed it, but he's been a terrific player for us. Some nights you're not going to play great every night. He's played great most of the season. Helped us win a lot of games, and so we'll go back to Dallas and regroup and try to get this thing right next week.
And his name remains Boopy, which is awesome. I think his actual name is Kevin.
Road in the ACC, it's a tough place to play. Syracuse has a great fan base. They were loud, but we enjoyed that. That's what college basketball is supposed to be, a home court advantage, and they certainly have one here.
Andy, did you take in the Lanks game last night?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, there he goes. Andy Enfield, the very thrilled. Not that he should be in a good mood. They just lost a game they realistically shouldn't have, but there goes Andy Enfield, the second-year head coach of SMU. He was at USC a really, really long time after that Dunk City run with Florida Gulf Coast, and really never did anything at USC. All right, do we have a call coming in? I see the inside of a mail truck. That can only mean that Dom's hanging on. Let's get to Dom again. Link pin top of the chat if you'd like to join the program here. We've heard from Red. We've heard from Andy Enfield. And Syracuse coming back and snatching it late. Only led for about 90 seconds all told in the game today. And able to pick up their second win this week. We head down to the Carolinas. What's up, Dom?
Hey, Brian. How are you?
How are you doing? How you doing? Looks sunny there, which is outstanding.
And he needs to be part of the show all the time.
There we go. I mean, I got no control over that, Dom, as you know. So sometimes we have intrusions, and we just go with it.
Well, blessed is the man who's full. That's what I say.
There we go.
So, all right, back to the Nate Kings. I think is our best player. I heard Matt on the radio broadcast is just working. That's what I listen to most of the time. If he takes, I believe he said more than 10 shots, we have not lost. And that's the winner.
Hey, Dom, you're breaking up a little bit. Do you mind disconnecting and calling back? See if we get a better connection here. Thanks, man. You're just getting a little a little funky. Let's see if we can get a better connection from Dom down there in North Carolina. U.S. is beating Denmark. Take that, Danes. Wear it. Yeah, looked glorious down there, and I'm sure Dom will be right back here. Looked glorious down there in lovely Greenville, North Carolina. Greenville. He's in. Is that where he is? Where's East Carolina at? Is it Greenville? East Carolina University. Yeah, Greenville, North Carolina. That's where Dom is. All right. So if anybody else would like to join the show, also the link pinned top of the chat. Yes, Dom's mail truck in Greenville, North Carolina, has been taken over by the robot aliens. Tragically so. Tragically so. Yeah, listen to Pastor Tim. If you're not in the chat and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It's not gonna hurt you. It doesn't hurt. All right, Dom's back here. Let's get him reloaded into the whole situation and see if it sounds a little bit better here in take 2. All right, Dom, welcome back.
All right, is that better, Brian?
Much better. Yes, thank you.
All right. So hats tip to Matt Park. He reported that if Nate King takes 10 or more shots in a game, we have not lost when he does that. Well, I think we're 5-3 during a certain amount of time. I forgot what that stat was, but maybe he's not our best player, but he is our most important player, and he proved it there at the end of the game. I think that Red today, this was his best coaching job of his career at Syracuse.
I agree.
The fact that he let that small lineup stay in there while Cayenne was cooking and just let our best player sit on the bench and just, you go sit there, these guys are playing. I felt like it was a grown-up moment for him. And I'm going to use one of your words here. If they beat Duke, this is going to be frisky here.
Oh.
Yes. We get into frisky territory because I think as of today, they were in the mid-60s in the net. So I don't know what today's win will do. I'm not an expert at the net. But if you beat Duke on the road and now you have a winning streak like the movie Major League says, that's frisky now. So for all the Red haters, I wonder if they're rooting for Syracuse to win on Monday or so we'll see.
Yeah. All right, Dom. It's getting a little funky again, but thanks for the call. And to your point, yeah, like is Syracuse realistically in the mix for anything right now? No, but they came in today 68th in the net. Where's SMU? We haven't netted in a while, so I'm not up on my net at the moment. Hang on, let me find SMU here. SMU. Are they under? Where are they? SMU is 35th, so that's going to be a quad 2 win at home. SMU though, like they're a bubble team. Like it doesn't do like if Syracuse is going to have any chance, like let's play it out. Like they're going to have to go on a run where you're beating Duke, you're beating Carolina, you're beating Louisville. You go on a crazy run here, but at least this week has lessened the misery. And yeah. Any Syracuse fans that are rooting for Syracuse to lose so Red gets fired, I think that's just ridiculous. Realistically, for Red to save his job, he's going to have to do all those things I just said, which is beat Duke, beat Carolina, beat Louisville, make the NCAA tournament. It's still not very likely, but if he does all of those things, then he should keep his job. Because that would be kind of wild. That would be a really fun month. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think it's going to happen. But kudos to them. Red talking about fight. We got to the point about a week and a half ago, right? After the Virginia game around in there where it felt like they were on the precipice of just everybody giving up, right? And that didn't happen. And not only didn't that happen, Cayenne got benched. Oh, what's going to happen? Well, Mello and Lala were at the game after that. They didn't disappear. They weren't there today, but then Cayenne has his best game in a month and a half today. He didn't totally go in the tank. I give them credit for that. And to Dom's point, Red today, and we have crushed him for this, and I think with good reason, a different lineup than normal was working in the second half, and he stayed with it at the end of the game. In the past, when different lineups than normal have been working, he has not stayed with it. Today, he stayed with it, and in many ways, they won the game because of that. Cayenne hit threes. Betsy hit threes. That group defended well enough, and then Nate Kings, who would have been on the court one way or another. Yeah, I trust Nate Kings with a big shot in a big moment. Yeah, UNC without Caleb Wilson is. I saw a stat from Evan Miyakawa earlier today that UNC, like with him, metrically is like the 30th something 25th best team in the country, and without him they're in like the 40s. Like, it's one of the most shocking differences of any player in the country. Yeah, ACC tournament meaningful games in marks there. How many points did JJ have? JJ Starley 4, and they won, and he only played 19 minutes, which I think is realistically more interesting than the 4 points. Would we like to hear from one of our fine sponsors, people from Simply Sweet Sisters, who may also know the two children that have been that have been infiltrating the show?
Can we just agree that you're gonna have to go back and edit some of this out?
Well, it's a live show, so it all happens.
I don't know if you noticed Max picking his.
No, I did notice our wonderful son.
Before it gets posted anywhere, maybe.
It's already posted. It's been live on the internet. You can't take it back. Like, once it's live on the internet, it's scooch over. Okay. Scooch over. Get
this desk is also giving me a little PTSD. Where'd you get this desk from?
This desk. This was Christina's COVID teaching desk. So yeah.
It's not very big. I think we need a bigger one.
A bigger desk? Well, it's big enough for one person to do a podcast. For 4 people to do a podcast,
it's quite the setup you have here. I've never been on this side.
Yeah, we got a lot going on here. Let me
shout out to your listeners, because first of all, they're very patient if they haven't tuned out yet. But they have been very...
Well, it needs the microphone, Viv.
They've been very kind to Simply Sweet Sister, so we appreciate you all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We have all sorts of assistants here. My lovely bride, Christina, and, these kids, we created them, and here they are.
If only you could see the other side of this video.
No, you don't want that. You don't want that because, there's a lot going on the other side of the screen. So Max has a bucket of stuff from Simply Sweet Sisters.
Do you want to tell
bring the bucket over, buddy.
What your favorite candle scent is?
Matt NY wants the coffee candles back. He's putting in a request.
Okay. We will get the coffee candles back on.
What is this show called again?
All right, do you want to smell them and tell us which one your favorite is? We have some new ones. This one was pretty popular last weekend in Marcellus at the Sweetheart Stroll. It's called Orange Glow.
It's got orange in the name. We like that.
What do you think?
You can get a candle that's been pre-inhaled. That one costs more now. We're raising the price on that one.
This one is Warm Citrus Woods. Has kind of a vanilla citrus scent.
They both smell good, says Max.
What about that one?
Don't drop them, bud.
This one smells like the barbershop.
Yeah, it's a little more masculine, to be honest with you.
We have a barbershop candle.
It smells like a barbershop.
Like cologne?
What's this one?
It smells like hair. It smells like barbershop.
Like hair?
Citrus Coast.
All right,
Which one? Can't get the...
And then this one was a Valentine special we did for a couple pop-ups. It's XO Cherry. You don't like that one?
They're in the fridge on the other side of the room, Super Cat. They have arrived. Shout out to Matt NY.
Oh, yep. Those aren't on the website, but these are one of our popular items at pop-up shops. They're the potpourri simmer pots. I wasn't sure how they would ship, so...
They smell good.
Yeah.
Anything else? You got sweatshirts? You're wearing the new
315
orange logo sweatshirt. We got that's on the website. Yes.
And I'm gonna leave this gift card.
Oh, we have a gift card to give away.
Decide how to give it away.
Oh, we have a gift card to give away that we'll give away at some. It's for $25. So we will give this away at some point in the future to one of our channel members. Must become a channel member to be qualified to win the Simply Sweet Sisters gift card. Also, our friends at the Thompson Road Tavern are coming up with stuff in that realm at some point. And we have stuff from the Most as well. that we can give away. Drop a link. Yeah, hang on.
Thompson Row Tavern the food there is incredible. If you can make it there Wednesday night, Jillian, the bartender, is great. She'll take good care of you.
There's the website. Browse the website for all the things.
I'm so overstimulated, so I'm gonna.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much to your listeners. Everyone is very kind. We appreciate it. Go Cuse.
Yeah.
They won tonight?
They did win.
That's great.
Okay, Max is handing me a sweatshirt.
See ya.
Okay, there we go. Yes, it's our Valentine's Day SMU post-game show. So there we go. That was Christina, the proprietor of Simply Sweet Sisters, who also happens to live at the same address and is also responsible for the two have taken up most of the airtime on the show today, who have been quite something. For sure. So, yeah, we got candles here. This one smells good. What's this one? Citrus Coast. Yeah. Refreshing. I like that one. There we go. I might not be the best. I'm getting outranked, George. That's disappointing because I have the most training. That's disconcerting. That's disconcerting. If anybody else would like to join the show, you are not welcome in my basement at the moment because it is a bit of a mess. I've been putting up some like soundproofing stuff to stop like the post-game show from wafting upstairs at bedtime as best I can. Thank you, Tim. See, Tim, you figured it out. There you go. Thanks, Tim. That was our started Supercat. It doesn't stop. That was our celebration, Weez. You just watched it live. You just watch. That's our live. It's a live celebration, and that's how we do that. So we'll have this gift card. It's a nice gift card. I'll figure out how to give it away. And, I got blown off my own podcast. Here's the thing, though, Randy. I'm the only one that knows how to turn it on. Proprietary information. The Orange Glow is sold out. I will have to communicate that to the proprietor, Forever Orange Girl. What's this one? I got Citrus Coast here. Well, there's at least one Orange Glow over there. We'll have to do that. Matt NY bought them all, Forever Orange Girl. I think he might have bought them all. Matt NY he's stocked up on the candles. He's stocked up on the candles. I am still the tallest member, Big Tuna, for now. I don't know if it's projecting that way long term, but I'm hanging on to my title for the moment as the tallest member of the household. So we got that going on. That's good. Link pinned top of the chat if you would like to join the show. Should we keep our pardon me, our sponsorship, Forever Orange is going dibs on a candle. It's one of them over there. There's a lot of candles. There's just a lot. Christina did a couple of like pop-up shop type things last weekend. We got a lot of things going on. There was one downtown at the hell was the name of that place? It's like, you know how downtown Syracuse now has all these lofty, fancy-ish apartments. There's one, I don't know the name of the apartment, but the bottom floor of it's got like a tea, coffee, juice bar, vibey, workouty space thing that's called the Society, that they brought in a bunch of vendors and they were doing like a workout, like a Pilates class, and they had like one of the vendors was like you know, the IVs you get after you've maybe gotten after it a little bit too much the night before. There was like an entire sorority there. There was a lot going on, but they bought a lot of things. There was a flower vendor, many things. Oh yeah, we're chopping them right off, Ryan. We're keeping the title. We're keeping the title. All right, Randy, thanks for stopping by. Continue the podcast at the dinner table. You think I'm getting them to the table, George? That's optimistic of you. Yeah. That's what we got going on. Like that all just happened, and yeah, edit it out. No, it's out there now. Yeah, was Max digging for gold live? Yeah. Did he find it? I don't know. I'm not sure if there was success or not, but there we go. So is it still light outside? 5 o'clock? Yeah, it's probably still light outside. We're going to get a good view on the Wild Birds Unlimited backyard bird cam. I was hoping we might see a cardinal. We've had we had the red-bellied woodpecker was back earlier today. That was nice. That was a nice appearance by our friend the red-bellied woodpecker. Both male and female northern cardinals have been in and out. Where did I put the Wild Birds live cam? All throughout the day and the weekends. We've had that going on, which is nice. And there we are, snowfall, even though it is starting to melt a little bit, still hanging out in the backyard. Oh, eventually, Tim, I am not prepared to do that at this second, Tim, but the randomizer will be used. You know I love the randomizer. And if your name is green, then you will have a chance to win. Mason, very camera shy, Weez. Like, I've tried. Very camera shy. He prefers pre-recorded audio segments. I don't know. I've asked. He has declined. Our Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game. Let's officially end the poll and check the results today. Our possible winners today: Kyan Anthony, Nate Kings, Donnie Freeman, Nate George. I don't know if the backyard's been busy today or if those, Ryan, are just my footprints going to the bird feeder, but from the fence at one point and from the porch at a different point. So, poll results. Coming in last, Nate George, 5%. I thought Nate was actually really good today. One of the big plays of the game was with like a couple minutes left. There was like a little unsettled thing, and they had a break, and Nate just put his head down and got to the rim. And that's not something he's done a lot this year that I thought he'd be doing more. Donnie Freeman was the leading scorer in this game. He finishes with 17% of his vote. Nate Kings, who had the game-winning bucket, gets 31% of the vote. But today's Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game, and I don't know if anybody thought we'd be saying this again, certainly not this season after what's gone down here in the last couple of weeks. The benching, the return from the benching, the discourse of the benching, the minutes, the whole rigmarole that's gone along with Kyan Anthony the last couple of weeks. In the second half, Kyan played free. In the second half, Kyan hit a couple of threes. He just did stuff. They kept them in instead of Starling. They brought Betsy in as well. They stretched it out against the zone. And it was Kyan's just vibe, right? His energy. It kick-started the comeback. It got him back in the game, and then it allowed the Nates, Kings and George and Donnie and the rest of them to put him over the top down the stretch. So because of that, today, for sticking with it, getting back in the mix, and legitimately playing well in the last 10 minutes of the ball game, Kyan Anthony is our Wild Birds Unlimited, a Big Air Player of the Game. And unlike when Kyan won it last time, he last won it with a dunk and a bad loss because nothing else good happened. Today he won it because he was key in a win. And going back to the beginning of this season, and the season hasn't gone the way any of us hoped, but I said, if Syracuse is to have a chance to be something interesting this year, it's all right, can the veterans dig out a few of these interesting games early? And then obviously Donnie missed them all, but they did beat Tennessee, and then obviously they flubbed some of the gettable ones. It was the hope that the veterans get you going, and then Sadiq and Kyan find the flow at some point in the year, and in February they're able to add going forward. We haven't seen that yet. Is this the start of something for Kyan? I don't know. What Mike Waters was trying to ask Andy Enfield about that he refused to answer for no good reason is basically he was asking him, hey, Kyan couldn't have really been big on your scouting report. How did him playing a lot change what was going on with you guys? Well, now Duke on Monday is one, Duke, but two, Kyan's coming off this game. They're going to be very aware of what he's got going on there on Monday. Malik Brown will be in there just guarding people and doing his pokey stuff. But is it a one-off, or is it the start of a growth for a guy that we all know he's got talent? We all know he's a freshman. It's February. Can he get moving? Most freshmen are not like, the A.J. DeBonsa, the Caleb Wilson, and, the Boozers, and, all these, the dude at Kansas, like all the guys that have been killing it this year. If Kyan and Sadiq can do a little something down the stretch, I'm not saying it saves Red's job. I'm not saying it puts him in the tournament. I'm not saying any of that. But it makes it palatable, right, for us to get through the remainder of the season. With that, Kyan Anthony, today's Wild Birds Unlimited Big Air Player of the Game. Wild Birds Unlimited is open for -7 more minutes today. It's 5:07. They closed at 5. Wild Birds Unlimited in Fayetteville and Camillus will reopen the doors. Both locations, 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. and they will remain open. Well, they will remain unlocked. It would be very silly to leave them open. Wind, it's chilly. They will remain open until 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Go check them out, buy some bird stuff, and do the whole thing. Is tomorrow the Play for K game, Ryan? Okay. Tomorrow, women versus Clemson. Wear your pink. Play for K game for breast cancer awareness. Obviously, that hits home more than ever this year for women's basketball with the passing just prior to the start of this season of Tiana Mungakahi, who fought the battle so hard for many years. So obviously there is a really specific tie with that initiative and Syracuse women's basketball this year more or ever. Why has the place that laid me off not had me on to promote the next thing I'm doing, Smashing the Waves? I don't know. Well, you can call them and ask. that would be that would be a hell of a thing. Hey, so hey, great show. I used to do this show. How's it going? Yeah, it's half as long now. Interesting. Yeah, cool. You got a post-game show too? Oh, yeah. I don't know how well that goes. I mean, it would be entertaining. I have no ill will toward any of those, toward the people that do those shows. But yeah, that could be a thing. So, what's been going on? Yeah, what's been going on out there? How's things? How you been? Yeah. Could be a little awkward. I'd do it if asked, but I just can't imagine that I'm going to be. I noticed Brent hasn't been on the station recently either. Crazy how that goes. Crazy how that goes. I haven't turned down any opportunities, but oh, that's just how it is. All right, what do we got? What does next week look like? There's a game on Monday. These big Monday games. Never let that die, Super Cat. Take over the chat and cause ruckus. It's your guys' job to tell everybody in the chat that's not here where they need to go, right? Like, I'm not gonna go into the chat and do that. That would be untoward. That would be a bit too forward. You guys, though, as obviously that's where many of us got to know each other and where many of you came from. Like, you can let them all know. Like, I'm not gonna stop you. I'll encourage that. You're having the grilled cheese. Wiz? Yeah. Congratulations. What bread, what cheese, and is it just grilled cheese? Are we doing like a soup? Like, is it a whole meal? Is this a snack? I need more information about this grilled cheese. I like that, Poppy. I've become a hashtag. There we go. Yeah, never forget. Say his name. Yeah, you advertise in the chat. Yeah, it's free advertising for me that way. I don't have to pay for it, so that's beautiful. I do appreciate that. The chat is driving Polly insane. That was bound to happen. That was bound to happen. I'll say this: it wasn't Paulie's fault, but driving Paulie insane is the cost of doing business out there. All right, what do we got coming up? We'll be live in the 315 Monday morning at 11 in the a.m. Despite the last two wins, I can't cancel the series now. That would be cowardly. We'll do another edition of Who's Next, where we'll tell you who the next Syracuse basketball head coach is. Though, shout out to Red. I'd say Red, Dom said it when he called in, Red had, in many ways, the best in-game tactical coaching performance I think he's had. There's only one way to make grilled cheese, white bread, and yellow cheddar. Oh, I disagree, Poppy. I think there's many, many ways to make a grilled cheese. Many, many ways to make a grilled cheese. Like, there's so many breads and so many cheeses and so many other things you can stick in there. I mean, your way's good, but there's many, many ways to make a grilled cheese. And it could also depend if you're having like a soup with it. It may alternate how you make the cheese. All right, here's what we did. Rye bread, mozzarella, no oil or butter. How did you just, there was nothing on the outside? And it still achieved the end goal of becoming a grilled cheese? Fascinating. Rye bread. I've grilled cheese with rye bread before. It grills up nice with a grilled cheese. I've lost my hashtag. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Yeah, maybe today he learned pimento cheese on bagel chips. Wow, that is New York meets North Carolina. That actually sounds fantastic, Forever Orange Girl. Yeah, sourdough grilled cheese. I don't know if you know, Simply Sweet Sisters dabbles, more than dabbles in the sourdough making. Well, yeah, if you're not varying your grilled cheese opportunities, Papa, you're not gonna like a pimento on a bagel chip. But if you like pimento cheese when done well, a bagel chip would do well. Is the sourdough starter still available? It's a great question. Let me look at the website. I don't currently see it on the website, but I think there's more of it left. So it can probably be added back to the website. I will converse with the proprietor about that, Super Cat. I will converse with the proprietor of Simply Sweet Sisters about the starter and its placement on the website. I think it should. I don't think there'd be any issues with shipping it. There shouldn't be. But yeah, we'll see that. Well, I'm not calling that a grilled cheese. I think Forever Orange Girl was just mentioning a snack she was eating that involved cheese. That is not a grilled cheese. Though I will say this, if you were to make a grilled cheese with pimento cheese, that could play well. That could play. Like, that could play. That could play. I think if I were going to do that, I'd lean sourdough. Yeah, a tomato soup. A tomato soup is a great accoutrement for the grilled cheese. Oh, Orange Glow is back in stock. The proprietor is in the chat. A tuna melt on rye. I could see that. You know, if I'm going to do a tuna melt, Super Cat, I prefer bagel. I don't know. If I like a tuna melt, I like to go bagel. That's just me. I'm not saying your way is incorrect, but a tuna melt, I go bagel. If I'm making them, a big tuna melt would be murder. Yeah. Oh, if you're giving me some bacon on that, Forever Orange Girl, just get out of here. Just get out of here with that. Fantastic. There's a place in Michigan. What's it called? Zingerman's? I got a chance to actually go to it once when we were out there for. Did Syracuse play at like Eastern Michigan in football, or something? I went to the place and we had we went to a restaurant that was out there that was serving their pimento cheese, and we got it as an appetizer, and it was fantastic. Then they also ship it, so we looked it up how much it cost to like order some, and it was shocking. So didn't order any because it was good, but it wasn't like go broke good. It wasn't go broke good, and obviously it's a very Augusta Southern kind of thing. Yeah, a good pimento cheese is good. I like it. A pimento cheese on a burger. Yeah. Zingerman's. Yes, I got it right. Okay. There we go. All right, that's a full rundown. What was I saying? Live at the 315, Monday, 11 a.m. We'll continue our Who's Next series. We'll give you a very immediate no wrong answers because Syracuse plays Duke on Monday night. Monday night, we will have postgame for Cuse and Duke. That's a 7 o'clock tip. A new name besides proprietor. Well, you are the proprietor of the establishment. It means owner. I think it's classy. Yeah, classy. She's figured out how to use the chat. It's dangerous. What was I saying? What else we got this week? We will, Wednesday, Jordan and I will have the old TPS report. And then I believe basketball and lacrosse are at the same time on Saturday. Is that an accurate statement? Lax will be number 1 when the polls come out tomorrow, so that's cool. Looking at the schedule for Saturday. Yeah, Lax and Hoops are at the same time. Hoops versus North Carolina and Lax at Harvard. So that'll be another combined-ish post-game show situation on Saturday where it will be a basketball post-game show. But we'll dabble. We'll dabble in the Lax. All right, everybody. With that, Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. We shall reconvene right here in this very space. Fewer children. Well, actually, maybe not. School's not. It's vacation week from school, so perhaps the same amount of children. We'll find out. 11 a.m. on Monday. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody.
Thanks for watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. We'll see you next time.